It's the first game of the new decade for Swansea and Charlton, who meet here at the Liberty Stadium, the third game in 8 days for both these clubs. Welcome to our live coverage of this Sky Bet Championship clash. A win for Swansea will see them climb into the playoff places, while Charlton are more concerned with matters at the other end of the table. Let's hear from the two managers, Lee Bowyer of Charlton and Swansea's Steve Cooper.
Steve, an opportunity tonight to go into the top 6 here at home. How good an opportunity is it?
Well, it's always an opportunity, isn't it, to get 3 points when you're playing at home, and that will always be our objective, whether we're home or away. Boys are positive. It's been a busy period, that's for sure, but you know, we want to get out there and try and do the business.
Well, a big game ahead for you tonight, but really only one place we can start with you. It's been announced that East Street Investments have completed their takeover. What does it mean initially for you and your team?
It means that the club are moving forward. It's been a long time coming. Since I've been in charge, that it's been getting threatened to be sold. So now the club's moved forward, and there's been a lot of positive things said. So yeah, I'm happy. Our fans will be happy, and most important thing is that we can start building. 6 changes tonight. I know Sam Surridge has gone back to Bournemouth. Is those changes a reflection of the period that you're in, and how big a miss is Sam going to be?
Well, we wish Sam well. It's always something that can happen, getting a recall on a loan, so no problem there. But I believe in the squad of players that we have, and I always say whoever we pick, we back to do well, and that'll be no different tonight, and hopefully that proves to be the case.
We can't get away from it. We have 14 injuries. We lost Macaulay Bonne the other night, which is a big loss to us. He's done well when he's come in. So yeah, we've got some. It's a lot of positives for me tonight. We've got 2 young lads that are making their full debuts, and I know they won't let me down. I know they're going to try, and they're going to give me everything.
Well, both these teams were on fire at the start of the season, but that fire has dimmed as we move into the second half of the campaign. Swansea won 5 of their first 6 matches, and they were actually top of the table in October, while Charlton won 4 of their first 6, and at one stage they were in second place. They meet tonight with Charlton down in 19th, just 5 points clear of the relegation places, and Swansea in 10th. But because the championship table is so tightly packed, 3 points tonight for Steve Cooper's team would lift them up to 6th. Danny, below the top 2, Leeds and West Bromwich, a very competitive division.
Oh, it is 100%. I'm looking forward to this game. I really think it'll be an expansive game. Both teams love to attack, free-flowing football. So therefore, the conditions as well will add to that. So I'm looking forward to a really exciting game.
OK, let's see how they line up. Swansea went top of the table after beating Charlton 2-1 in the reverse fixture at the Valley in October, but they've lost ground after a run of only 2 wins in their last 10 games. They make 6 changes from the team that drew here against Barnsley. Connor Roberts and Mike van der Hoorn return to the back 4. There are starting places for Dhanda and George Byers in midfield, and Borja Baston and Wayne Routledge support top scorer Andrew Ayew in attack. Charlton lost 2-1 at Derby in their last outing, despite playing against 10 men for most of the game, and they've managed just 1 win in their last 13. However, their squad has been ravaged by injuries, the latest to leading scorer Macaulay Bonne. 5 changes from that game at Derby. The incoming players: Adam Matthews and Jason Pearce in defence, Ben Dempsey in midfield, and up front Lyle Taylor and Josh Davidson. So, Danny, who are the key players tonight?
Well, Andrew Ayew, he spent last season on loan at Fenerbahce, and he's come back this season revitalised. He's a top goal scorer with 9, including 5 in his last 5. A natural centre forward, but playing on the right and coming central to join in seems to really suit him. And if he plays well, Swansea play well. And as for Charlton, Conor Gallagher is now a marked man, so the switch to a diamond could well suit him and give him more space and licence to roam around. The more he sees of the ball, the more beneficial it will be for Charlton.
Handshakes for the two managers, both having a difficult time of late, particularly Lee Bowyer. You heard him there talking about all the injuries, and that means he has to rely on so many young and relatively untried players. The man in charge tonight, referee Peter Banks, had a bit of a disagreement, shall we say, with Lee Bowyer when the teams met in the reverse fixture at the Valley in October, and that led to the Charlton manager receiving a 3-match touchline ban. Well, Swansea have one of the best away records in the Championship, but their home form here is a very different story. Just 2 wins in their last 10 games at the Liberty Stadium, and they've actually won more points on the road than they have at home. Charlton have the opposite problem with just 2 away wins all season. But whatever happens in the next couple of hours, I'm sure this is a day that Charlton fans will celebrate following the news that their new owners have now officially taken over from the unpopular previous regime. Awful night weather-wise here. Driving rain, windy, pretty chilly as well. Swansea all in white, Charlton all in black. And it'll be the home team who get us underway. Decent-sized crowd, considering the conditions, you have to say. Obviously, average attendances have fallen considerably since the Premier League days here in South Wales, but they're still averaging about 16,000 for their home games. Routledge trying to use his pace straight away against Connor Roberts here. Adam Matthews here, but the Charlton fullback aware of the danger. Back it goes to Van der Horn, who's only just come back into the side after injury. Injured his knee, in fact, in a warm-up before they played Brentford. That's Roberts on the far side for Swansea. Ayew, the leading scorer, helping it on. Positive start this from the home team, wanting to take full advantage of this weakened side that they face here tonight, and they've got the first corner of the game.
It's good attacking, in particular from Roberts. No, every time he can, he will get forward continuously. He's a really good outlet on that right-hand side, because Ayew, time and time again, he will come more central to join you, so there's so much space for Roberts to get into.
2 central defenders in the crowd there. Cabango, the younger number 44, Horn, the number 5. And Charlton dealt with that first threat pretty efficiently, but it hasn't cleared yet, the danger. Oh, that was a short pass. Now the referee's got to make a decision here. Surely it's an early card. A pretty cynical foul by Carl Norton.
Yeah, it's good play from Dempsey, just having the awareness to see where the ball was going in. He gets there first before Norton, and I think that's what Lee Bowyer will be hoping. You know, the energy and the endeavour of the younger players can really bring, you know, a few senior players that are in the team, and that will have started really well, in particular, like I say, for Dempsey. Picks the confidence up early on in the game.
Former Tottenham right back, cautioned in the opening couple of minutes. He's been in and out of the starting 11 in recent weeks. He's got to be careful now.
I think Lee Bowyer, straight away, he went over to the 4th official and he mentioned to him, I think he was complaining, saying that, you know, it was more than likely that Norton was the last man. And Lee Bowyer was complaining about that. There was so much space to run into that maybe a yellow card wasn't severe enough.
Lyle Taylor, the target. Van der Horn, very strong in the air. He's won more headers than most defenders in this division. Phillips allowed to come a long way from goal before delivering it straight out of play.
Well, Lee Bowyer was complaining. He thinks that maybe it should have been more severe than a yellow card, but I think, you know, you can say he's the last man, but you've got Roberts coming in on the far side and still had a long way to go, so I think yellow card was the right decision.
Yep, you could hardly call that a clear goal-scoring opportunity. But as I said, there's a bit of history between the Charlton manager and tonight's referee. Lockyer. Just about finds Berrington out on that left-hand side. He won't be the first, or won't be the last player to slip tonight in these very greasy conditions.
Well, these conditions just means that defenders, they've got to be alert all the time. Anything that spills off the goalkeepers, because you can guarantee forward players for each team will be looking to take any advantage of any slips or any balls just going into the danger zone.
Davidson winning it back, but I think the ball had already crossed the line on that far side. one of the youngsters that Lee Bowyer has been forced to turn to by all the injuries. Swansea have had a few problems of similar nature themselves, and of course they also lost Sam Surridge, who was recalled by his parent club Bournemouth because of the injuries that Eddie Howe is facing and having to deal with at the moment. Lockyer turning away from danger. Van der Horn first to it, wasn't the cleanest clearance. Swansea a possession-based side, they like to play their way out from the back.
Well, I think we saw the high pressing from Charlton, and then one of the things that Lee Bowyer said is that, you know, he wanted to go over Diamond, compress high with it. Barnsley came to Swansea and created a lot of problems.
Taylor with a good ball into the middle, there's another slip. Could have been a chance there, but the conditions prevailed again. Harrington winning the throw on that far side as Gallagher picks himself up.
You just have that free roll. You know, he is at the tip of the diamond. We saw ourselves at the Derby game. He was really a marked man. Every time he got the ball, there was a Derby County player near him. Whereas now, with the position that he's holding, like I say, just behind the front two, he can float around and try and find space for himself.
He was certainly on the end of a couple of very strong tackles in that game against Derby County, one of which, of course, led to a red card. And for all the possession Charlton had that night against the 10 men of Derby County, they still lost.
And it was very much the final ball. It was something that Lee Bowyer said, you know, the build-up play was good, they got into good areas, but when it came to the cross or to the shot, it just wasn't good enough to break down the Derby County resistance.
Here's Norton for Swansea. One or two of these players might have to consider changing their footwear. 3 or 4 have slipped already here in the opening 5 minutes or so. It's been raining for 2 to 3 hours here in South Wales. And raining heavily as well. Van der Horn. Rowledge. Van der Horn spreads the play with an excellent ball out to Connor Roberts on the right. Parrington defending well for Charlton. Up to young Davidson. Steve Cooper has already seen the ups and downs of management in his first season at this level. Most of his football background was in youth football.
Well, he very much says that, you know, the way his team plays fits for reward, and it's important to stick to the principles. He says, don't doubt what we do. That's his mantra with the players.
Taylor outnumbered in that far corner. I'm sure if Lee Bowyer had had more players at his disposal, Lyle Taylor probably wouldn't have made the starting 11 tonight, because he's only come back fairly recently from a long-term injury, and that's why he left him out of the 11 that started the match at Derby. He had to bring him on as a half-time substitute. Here's Norton for Swansea. Clearance by Matthews, but the flag had gone up anyway.
Well, I think what Swansea have done, they've adjusted very quickly to the diamond that Charlton are playing. It may have taken Swansea by surprise to a certain extent, but you can see how quickly now, whether it be Cabango or more than likely Van der Horn out, the 2 centre-backs switching the play quickly, and then the 2 full-backs whenever they can for Swansea getting forward, because that's where the space is when you play against the diamond.
Swansea starting the match 10 points ahead of their opponents. Freddie Woodman has played every minute of every league game, on loan from Newcastle United. Good ball forward to Byers. Ayew doing well, twisting and turning. And they keep the move going down that right-hand side again with Roberts. Byers is there. Then the opposite fullback, Norton, joins in. More of a right back than a left back, of course, but he's played quite a few games in the position he's in tonight. Good turn there. Now can Ayew reach it? No. But it is a corner.
Talk about both fullbacks being forward at the same time. It's actually Roberts that has the good turn on the edge of the 18-yard box. You know, unfortunate not to get anything from that, but I think that's something that will really determine which way this game goes, how positive the 2 fullbacks are for Swansea.
Dhanda, who was on Liverpool's books will take the corner, and it's not in the right place there, quite clearly. I think that's what some of the opposition fans from Charlton are pointing out. It's got to at least touch that quadrant. Now he can take it. Absolutely hammered it over and out.
And they do work very hard on that set pieces, attacking and defensively. And that's Mike Marsh and Margetson, the goalkeeping coach. They tend to work it between them. They've had a lot of success with it, as in terms of scoring goals, and defensively they've been so much stronger with it as well this season than they were in the previous season.
Surprisingly, 5 of the 7 league games that Swansea have lost this season have come here at the Liberty Stadium. In fact, they've already lost as many home games as they did in the whole of last season. Just as well, their away form is rather better. Remember, victory tonight and they will move into one of the playoff places. Taking his time with this throw for Charlton, looking for a bit more movement. Gets it from Taylor, who tries to pick out Davidson. Taylor did well to reach it and then committed the foul. Scored the penalty after coming on at half-time against Derby, which gave them the hope of rescuing something from that game. But Derby held on. Before the defeated Derby, it looked as though Charlton had halted their slide with 2 draws and a win, having lost 6 of their previous 7 games. But that loss has just put them back in the mire again. I'm sure when he gets his full complement of players back eventually, they will rise up the table.
Without doubt, you only have to look at the start of the season that they've had. They've lost so many instrumental plays, in particular in the midfield area, and today it's 14 injuries that they've got. And like Lebo, you're quite right. I said in his pre-game interview, he spoke about it's an opportunity for the younger players to go and show what they're capable of.
Here's Gallagher. Lockyer. It's a decent ball as well from Lockyer to young Davidson. He's in a good position here. He's crowded out in the end. Matthews. Lockyer again, forced to go back to Jason Pearce, who has lost his regular place in the last couple of weeks, but restored to the back 4 tonight. Davidson gets it back to Pearce. Here's Darren Prattley, who had 5 years as a Swansea player, made around 200 appearances for them earlier in his career, twice won promotion in fact. Clearance by Ben Cabango, who's only 19, central defender, who's broken into the starting 11 in recent weeks. Referee letting that one go here. Oh, there's a tackle that had to be made precisely. Otherwise, the referee might have been pointing to the penalty spot rather than the corner flag.
It's a great run forward from Purrington. He's got a hold of him, but he does get the ball. And it's an important challenge as well. And he had to get absolutely spot on as well, so a penalty would have been given.
Only made his debut in November, having come through the club's youth system. Gallagher will take this first Charlton corner. Lockyer in that crowded 6-yard box. The goalkeeper will do well to get an early view of this, and was grateful to see it hit the top of the net.
There's no doubt what Charlton are wanting to do on the set pieces. You only have to look at the goalkeeper. He's not one of the taller ones. It's very difficult for him, but Gallagher's delivery usually very good, and be disappointed with that.
There's Grimes. Norton down the line for Routledge. Routledge runs into trouble, and Van der Horn quickly spots the danger and deals with it. Taken well on the chest there by Baston. Good ball from Dhanda. Byers takes over. Here's Ayew. Good build-up play. There's Dhanda's there again. Shapes up for the shot. What a strike! Dhanda gives Swansea lift-off.
Well, it was a wonderful strike. And what they've done really well in the opening exchange is they switched the ball quickly from right to left and left to right. And this was another example. They've managed to do it and they've created space for one of the central midfielders going forward. Roberts, who's been involved all the way through the game, he starts it and they just continue to switch the ball. They switch it again. All of a sudden, Dhanda finds himself the spare man and he just uses pace to bend the ball around. And it's a wonderful finish. Phillips has absolutely no chance whatsoever. And what a great start it is for Swansea.
Well, Charlton will hate the sight of him. He scored when Swansea beat Charlton at the Valley in October. He hadn't scored since before tonight. Unusual background. He's from an Indian family. As I mentioned earlier, he was at Anfield without being able to make the breakthrough into first-team football for Liverpool. And of my fathers, the Swansea anthem being sung gustily as Byers wins the ball back. Made a good start here, the home side. Baston. Here's the goal scorer. Just a little nudge there from Ben Dempsey. Free kick.
You just have to make sure that their heads don't go down now. Obviously, with Charlton, they have a number of players, a number of young players.
Ayew. Dhanda. Dangerous ball in. Byers keeps it alive momentarily for Swansea. Van der Horn, as expected, wins the header. They can smell blood at the moment, Swansea here. They can sense that this Charlton team is low on confidence and low on experience.
If you go back to the Derby game, there's 5 players involved on the pitch at any one time who were playing non-league football less than a year ago, whether it be on loan or whether it be moving here from a non-league team. So it tells you how difficult it's been for Lee Bowyer, but like I say, it doesn't make excuses.
Here's Ayew, darting and probing, looking for gaps. Roberts on the overlap, dangerous ball in. Oh, could well have been a second.
Roberts, he's been excellent so far, giving great width because Ayew's near enough playing as a second centre forward. So much space for him to get into, and he's doing it consistently. It's a great ball in as well, a good run from Baston, but always going to be difficult to get it on target from there. But nonetheless, great build-up play once again from Swansea.
Really have started well here, and the Spanish striker could have extended their lead then. They've got a good record against teams in the bottom half of the table as well, Swansea, who have one of the youngest sides in the Championship. And Charlton certainly have a problem because they've struggled this season after conceding the opening goal. At least time is on their side. They've got a free kick. Well, they're going to have to make the most of set pieces. Gallagher will take this one. On loan from Chelsea, where he was Academy Player of the Year last season. Very talented young footballer. Lockyer trying to get round the back. It came to him.
That was a chance because he got on the wrong side of Norton. Just as he gets in, it's on the wrong side. Lockyer, he's just not able to get enough power or direction on the header to trouble Woodman, but that's a chance.
He has been a regular in an ever-changing side. He's only missed one game this season. Routledge. It's a good ball as well for Byers. Routledge is there again. Ayew at the far post, just too far for him.
Once again, wide areas where they're taking advantage. It's good play from Routledge. And then they managed to get it back in. Ayu's just on too central. And here's the goal. He gave them the lead. I said that he used pace to go around, and he did. I think he just took the slightest touch of him as well on the way. It did, and that took it well out of the way of Phillips.
And Charlton have failed to win any of the 11 games this season in which they have conceded the opening goal. Ayew. Harrington breathing down his neck. Gallagher kept it alive and gets it back. Neat skill on the touchline. Given away then. And Swansea looking dangerous on the break every time they come forward like this. Ayew drifts out to the right. Routledge and Baston in the centre. Cleverly picked out Norton, who cleverly picked out some chap in Rosette.
Well, they are wide open on the turnover, Charlton. Is the way. They're being adventurous, they're going for it. And what's happening is, when Swansea are without the ball, Routledge is pulling very wide on the left and Ayew's staying very wide on the right. So therefore they're not tracking, they're not having to track. But when the turnover occurs, that's where they're ready and waiting to go, and that means one of the two centre-backs for Charlton's getting dragged out of position.
Lockyer. Baston making life difficult for him. Pearce gets it back from Farrington. And he's in trouble here. Baston just waiting for the cross. Oh dear me. That was an awful miss.
See why the bookings come, because Morgan tries to rectify his mistake by taking down the player, but it's good pressing from Byers. He does all the hard work, and Baston, I don't think can ask for anything more. The setup that's been given to him, but he skies it. That was a real opportunity for Swansea to extend the lead. Great play from Byers. You know his work ethic is second to none, and Baston, he'll be really disappointed with that, because he had a great start to the season. It's been very, very quiet recently.
Yeah, he hasn't scored in his last 9 games now. Just confirming the yellow card there for Albie Morgan. Gallagher up to Lockyer. Farrington. Pearce. Here's Darren Pratley. Now Lockyer. Well, that was short as well. They're their own worst enemies at the moment, Charlton, giving the ball away in key areas. Here's Baston again. Lays it off this time. Oh. Dhanda did rather better with his earlier effort.
Swansea are doing well. They're allowing Charlton to have that first pass, and then they're pressing really high. Charlton have fallen for it twice now, and really could have conceded 2 more goals. They haven't. They've got away with it. It's something they can't continue to do. As a chance comes in once again, it's Dhanda. This time he can't trouble the goalkeeper Phillips.
Swansea dominating the opening quarter of the game. Phillips looking for Taylor with that long clearance. Norton gets it away. Routledge. Baston. That's a good ball for Routledge. He's got Ayew to his right. And finds it. Just too many defenders in the way. Taylor did well to keep possession there for Charlton. And on it goes to Davidson. And the horn bars the way to goal. Dempsey. Davidson. Gallagher holding off the challenge. There's Lockyer. Pratley. This is better from Charlton. Pearce, Parrington unmarked out on the left flank. They might find it difficult to get the ball out to him though. Lockyer, Taylor, Morgan, one back by Ayew. Here's Routledge. He's been out recently with a calf problem. Beginning his 9th year now as a Swansea player. Wayne Routledge. Long for Taylor to chase. He's offside. Friday night football returns. Sheffield United take on West Ham on January the 10th at 7 o'clock on Sky Sports. And Saturday night football as well. And what a game that promises to be. Spurs hosting Liverpool, January the 11th, 5 p.m. And then Bournemouth against Watford, Super Sunday, January the 12th. Followed by Aston Villa against Manchester City. Gallagher, Matthews, given away to Routledge, who tried to deliver it early. Norton, Grimes, Van der Horn onto Cabango. Here's Roberts. Good football this from Swansea. Van der Horn, the former Ajax central defender. Dhanda. Goal scorer saw a run from Roberts on the right, but the pass wrong. Good challenge from Cabango. Big strong lad, any for a 19-year-old.
Swansea, they really have been in the ascendancy. You can tell just from looking at that, it's been difficult for Charlton. Swansea doing really well, a great start from them. Charlton will be looking to just steady things down and then grow again.
Taylor. The ball inside to Parrington. There's Gallagher on the side, despite the cries of anguish from the home fans. Taylor's there again. Cabango's clearance. Not quite what he was looking to do, but he got rid of the danger. Dhanda. Ayew. Forward and headed away there by Lockyer. Prattley. Parrington. Taylor again. Prattley goes down, but nothing given. Here's Taylor. Matthews. Headed away by Van der Horn this time. Better spell this, though, for Lee Bowyer's side. Gallagher. Prattley. Parrington. Made room for the cross, and it was a decent one. Just a little too strong, perhaps. Matthews. Morgan. It's a clever ball back inside to Morgan. An easy take there for Davidson's header.
It's better though. Trying a little bit of time in possession, being patient, getting the ball wide and then getting it into the box, but always going to be a very difficult header to get anything from. It's just a simple fact it was lofted. How many pace had to be put on it by Davidson was always going to be tough.
There's Grimes. On to Norton. Ayew back to Byers. Roberts. Byers is there again, trying to feed it into the feet of Roberts. Can't get out at the moment, Charlton. Neat control though by Davidson. And forward for Taylor. Right. Dhanda. Here's Norton. Karango. Helped on by Ayew to Roberts. Byers. Here's Van der Hoorn. Certainly dominating possession for most of this opening, almost half an hour. Ayew. Chasing what looks to be a lost cause at the moment. Here's Roberts. Lockyer closed down quickly by Baston, but found a way out, and a very effective way out as well. Dempsey. On it goes to Adam Matthews, who wins the corner.
That's good play. When they win the ball back, one of the things I've been impressed with Morgan is that he's seeming to find space. He's getting on the ball, and the first thing he's doing is looking forward, and then he's getting Charlton on the front foot. And as we've seen from the first corner, which I would imagine will be exactly the same for this one as well, a lot of the Charlton plays getting around the goalkeeper Woodman.
Both teams have actually scored a lot of goals from corners this season. They're amongst the leading sides in the Championship in that respect. Taylor and Lockyer crowding out the goalkeeper. The giant Van der Hoorn first to react. Baston keeps it alive. Ayew. Little burst of pace. Norton. That's a good ball for Routledge. Ayew's in a great position, edge of the box. Here he is. Comes out to Roberts. Oh, against the post. Charlton riding their luck there.
Once again, it's the movement off the ball. It's a wonderful run from Routledge. You can see he's clearly on side. Gets on the wrong side of Matthew and plays a lovely ball in to Ayew. Good save from Phillips, and then you think the rebounds, this is going to be 2-0. Now it's living a charmed life at the moment. Charlton's goal, it's just great build-up. They commit plenty of men forward. Good ball back to Byers. It's a good strike. He's getting ready to run away and celebrate. Well, the post comes to Charlton's rescue this time.
Byers has already scored a career best total of 4 goals from midfield this season. So close to making it 5. Pierce. Long for Taylor. Easily intercepted by Kabango. Playing some tidy football, Swansea. Ayew. Dhanda. On to Norton. Challenge coming in there from Pratley. Both players down injured as play continues. Ayew. Norton. A bit too much on that for Routledge. But it will be a corner.
Cooper does a lot of work in training with what he calls positional game, which is when they win the ball back, are they in a position to be in a good attacking setup, which he looks to do, and when they lose the ball, making sure they're in a good position to defend.
He's done it again. And the crowd, or the Charlton fans behind that goal, have noticed it again, as has the referee. Good try. Not a good corner though. Norton. There's Roberts. Looking for the run from Baston. Cleared by Morgan. Ayub. It's a good layoff to Dhanda.
Good play once again when the ball comes to Dhanda. He just thinks that Ayew has continued his run. And when he plays the ball to him, he thinks he's going to be playing the 1-2. Ayew's just stopped. Likewise with Baston.
His goal separates the sides. Just over 10 minutes of the half remaining. Andrew Ayew got the winner at the Valley back in October. He's the leading scorer with 11 this season.
One thing, they have been very dominant, Swansea. One thing that will be in the back of the mind of Steve Cooper and his coaching staff, I'm sure, that these opportunities that they're missing don't come back to haunt them, because they have had a number of chances to extend the lead. And as you can see quite clearly there, they have had a number of attempts so far. The 2 on the target, and they've got 1 goal for it.
Van der Hoorn's clearance. Possible foul there on Baston. Referee waves play on. With Swansea still in possession with Kyle Norton. Ayew's popping up all over the field and really causing problems to Charlton. Norton takes the safe route back. Here's Cabango. That's a good layoff by Byers. Look at the space now that Connor Roberts has got to get into. 3 in the middle as well for Swansea here. And the final effort by Byers was way off target.
They're working it really well, Swansea, because what they're doing traditionally in a diamond, that 4-man midfield can be very narrow. And what Swansea doing, they're taking full advantage of it. They're dragging Charlton's midfielders out, and then the fullbacks, Roberts and Norton, they're the main players, getting as high up as at times as a front feed for Swansea. He's been really effective so far as in terms of the attacking threat.
Certainly schooled his side well. Steve Cooper, who replaced Graham Potter when he moved to Brighton. Foul there by Taylor. Referee wants a word with him.
Obviously it's off the ball. I think in that situation, I think they're both as bad as each other. You know, Taylor unfortunately has had the foul given against him, but Norton was holding onto him as well.
3 falls, a submission or a knockout there. I think our pitch side microphone might have picked up a bit of fruity language there. Apologies for that. Norton. On by Dhanda. Baston. Norton. Long ball for Davidson, who did well to win the header. Connor Roberts. All the way back to Woodman. Ooh, he had to be careful there. Van der Hoorn closed down as well. But they pass their way out of tricky situations like that. Here's Dhanda, the goal scorer. Byers moving just ahead of him. Norton. Roberts the target here. Baston. Had a goal when surely the better option would have been laying it up to Ayew, but he has won a corner.
Good defending eventually from Lockyer, but you see when the ball comes in, as a centre-back, you can't afford to let that ball bounce. It's exactly what Lockyer does, but he gets himself in a good position. It's a good block. An in-swinger on the way.
Van der Hoorn. He's claiming he was blocked, or fouled anyway. Referee doesn't want to know.
It's Pearce and Van der Hoorn. Van der Hoorn is saying that he believes he was pulled, but I think they were both giving as good as they were getting. Initially, both hands on each other, and the referee's just decided nothing's come from it, just let it go.
Yeah, I think Peter Banks got that one. Spot on. Here's Davidson. Taylor was fouled just before it reached his striker colleague. Swansea's next two games, by the way, are both away. They've got Queen's Park Rangers in the third round of the FA Cup. Then the short journey down the M4 to take on Cardiff. A game that means quite a lot in this part of the world. Can they go into those two matches on a high by moving into the playoff places? Cabango thought about going back to his goalkeeper. I think in the end he took the right option. It was too risky. Here's Davidson. Just 20, by the way, Josh Davidson. He made his debut in October. It's Gallagher. Back to Pearce. Forced all the way back to goalkeeper Dylan Phillips. He's overhit that one.
And you look at some of the young players as well for Swansea. Cabango, he made his league debut versus Huddersfield. And he was on loan with the New Saints in the Welsh Premier. Welsh under-21 international, but he got that one a little bit mixed up.
Total miskick there by Freddie Woodman, gifting Charlton a corner.
There's very much risk and reward trying to play it out from the back. I actually think the ball back was meant for Cabango. And Woodman has been in excellent form. He's got it all wrong.
Gallagher takes this one short and gets it back. He could have a go here. Well, Woodman in the right place this time and didn't have to use his feet.
There's a chance for Gallagher, and he knows it as well, because Swansea switched off from the short corner. Gallagher just wasn't able to get anywhere near enough pace on it to trouble Woodman.
Norton. On goes Byers. Here's Routledge. Byers back again. Meant to go to Routledge, but just got too much on it. Norton. Byers. It's a good ball for Dhanda. Into the feet of Baston. Roberts!
This time it's good hold-up play from Baston. Dhanda's been at the end of everything good from Swansea. He plays the initial pass, and Roberts, obviously he's the right back, he's playing more of a right winger, getting involved himself, having the shot, but just always rising.
Wales international, another who came through the youth system here. Thankfully the rain has finally stopped. Baston. Byers having an increasing influence on this game. George Byers, the club's young player of the year a couple of seasons ago now. They signed him from Watford. Norton. Routledge. Breaks back to him. Norton. Routledge again. Against Lockyer. Cleared by Pratley. Maybe as far as Grimes. Routledge. And the crowd wants him to shoot. Roberts. Ayew takes over. Gallagher's clearance up to Taylor. fighting a bit of a lone battle there, almost literally. And the Horn knows that Davidson is waiting to pounce. Certainly pass the ball well, Swansea, don't they? They open it up for Norton on the left flank. Final minute of the half. Byers. Roberts making ground down to his right. Bit of a sloppy pass this time. And then a strong challenge there that the referee has reached for a yellow card. He is complaining.
Don't understand what Pearce is doing here. He does really well on Ayew. And he clears the ball and he goes and follows through. You see the referee's in a fantastic position. There's no need for him to follow through there as he does, because he's done the hard work. He does, and it's a very poor challenge.
Well, he's known as a no-nonsense defender, but that challenge was a nonsense. It's 2 minutes, 2 minutes of stoppage time, plus whatever the referee adds for this injury. Well, I was just saying that Byers has had a really good half for Swansea, so they won't want to lose him. And so close to the interval, they might just leave it until he gets back into the dressing room to see whether he can continue.
It is a really poor challenge, and he has got the yellow card. I just think there would have been a few referees who may have given a red card there, because it is the follow-through. Like I say, initially he does the hard work. You can see then when he wins the ball the second time, he does follow through. I say it's a very poor challenge, and referee Peter Banks feels that just a yellow card is enough.
Well, he's still in trouble, Byers. Taking his time to reach the touchline, and why not, with half-time whistle imminent.
He's a manager's dream, Byers, because he can play in that number 10 position where he can press higher up, or he can play a more defensive-minded role as well.
Here's Norton. Byers is back on, by the way. Grimes. Routledge. Clever. He's unlucky there. Adam Matthews read it. Matthews down the line. Norton wins it back for the home side. Van der Hoorn is there again. And cleared by Lockyer. Explaining his logic there to Byers, who was on the receiving end of that challenge. Baston. Grimes. Here's Van der Hoorn. Cabango. Just about keeping possession now. They know that the half-time whistle can only be seconds away. As Woodman delivers deep into the Charlton half. Barrington's clearance not the best. Picked up by Byers. Here's Grimes. Into Dhanda. Can they end the half in style here, Swansea? Davidson. Dispossessed. Routledge. Gangler's there again. He's had a very good half.
Once again, Swansea, as good as they are in possession, when they lose the ball, they're winning it back really quickly in promising positions. And Dhanda once again getting himself in a good position to shoot, just always rising.
would imagine the referee will blow the whistle once the ball is back in play here from Phillips' goal kick. A very good half for Swansea. Their home record may be poor, but you wouldn't have guessed it watching their performance in the first 45 minutes tonight. Dhanda with an excellent strike from just outside the penalty area gave them the lead. It's a lead they could have added to on more than one occasion. Byers hit the post shortly before he was on the end of a crunching tackle. Ayew's been lively as well. Charlton need an improvement in the second half. At the break, it's Swansea 1, Charlton 0. Welcome back to the Liberty Stadium, where Swansea City lead Charlton Athletic by a 1-0 at half-time here in this key championship fixture. Swansea have only won 2 of their last 10 home games in the league, but you'd never have guessed it the way they played, Danny, in the first 45 minutes. Yeah, they started incredibly well. I thought the way that they took the game to Charlton was excellent, and they moved the ball really well. And this is great play from Dhanda. And when he has the shot, it actually takes a slice of deflections off Pearce, but he's actually using Pearce. But just keep your eye on the run from Ayew now. The run that he makes behind Dhanda, that then causes a problem for Matthews. That opens the space up. And what he does, Dhanda, he does take full advantage of it. And it was probably a goal that warranted the start that Swansea had, and they fully deserved to take the lead. You know, and we just see it. There's another angle of it. How he creates a space for himself. And it is a wonderful finish, regardless. And it takes the deflection of Pearce and just takes it more into the corner. And the celebrations, obviously, because they know how important it is to get off to a good start here, because the home form hasn't been great. And then Charlton, well, they go on to create their own problems. Morgan loses the ball. Byers has a presence of mind. He wins it. And then you're looking at Baston and you're thinking, yes, this is going to be 2-0. But this is a player that's not too high in confidence at the moment. Takes it first time. And for the moment it leaves his foot. Well, it's always rising. It doesn't trouble the goalkeeper, Phillips. But once again, it is another opportunity for Swansea to have extended their lead, and they weren't able to take advantage of it. But give great credit to Byers, because he has the presence of mind. He has the determination and the willpower to win the ball back, feed it to Baston. And one thing we're used to seeing here is playing rugby. And if we were playing rugby, then that wouldn't be a bad thing. But we're playing football, and like I say, high, wide and handsome, unfortunately, from Swansea's perspective. And then once again, really was all Swansea. This time Routledge, he gets in behind Matthews. And comes to Ayew. It's a wonderful save from Phillips. And Swansea think, yes, they are going to get that second goal from Byers. Byers is looking to turn and celebrate, but the post comes to Charlton's rescue at this time. You just look at Swansea, the movement off the ball, how many players they commit going forward. It's really good to watch, great to see. You see the players, you understand exactly what's expected of them. It's a good ball from Norton. Like I say, Swansea, they'll be disappointed when they weren't able to add to the one goal that they already have. And then this one towards the end of the half, Pearce makes a first challenge is great. The second one, not so good. It is a poor challenge, and the referee's in a good position, and all he does is give a yellow card. Some referees could well have given a red for that one. So Lee Bowyer's team have got a lot to do to get back into this game. We'll be back with the second half of Swansea against Charlton right after this break. Welcome back to the Liberty Stadium. Dhanda giving Swansea the lead with that excellent strike. A lead they could well have built upon in that first 45 minutes. Welcome back, and it looks as though there's going to be a half-time change here. Young Doughty, who did play in the previous game against Derby County, has come on and replaced Lyle Taylor. So what do you make of that change, Danny?
Well, I'm probably going to say that, you know, they have got a number of injuries so far, and maybe, just maybe, Taylor was feeling that injury a little bit, and Lee Bowyer doesn't want to take any risk whatsoever, considering the amount of injuries that he's got.
Charlton get the second half underway. Having made that change, Davidson, one of the other youngsters in the much changed lineup, although in fairness Swansea made a lot of changes as well, even more in fact than Lee Bowyer made for the visitors. Ayew, can they build on their first half performance here, Swansea, or can Charlton find a way back into this game? Lockyer for them. They've now lost, of course, their #1 out-and-out striker in Lyle Taylor, who scored his 7th goal of the season, a penalty against Derby. Davidson trying to get in behind here. First mistake really that Cabango, the young central defender, has made. Morgan, it's a good ball as well for Perrington, but he runs into trouble. Grimes, Baston. That's a foul. Well, he did say before the Derby game even that Lyle Taylor was fatigued after playing so much football following such a long injury layoff. So I guess it's no real surprise that he's only managed 45 minutes.
No, he has to be mindful, Lee Bowyer. You know, obviously, I think it's his second year in management now, and he's had to deal with a lot, but I love the way how he's so honest about it. You know, you have to look at things. He's got a lot of injuries, 14 going into this game, and some key players as well. And like I say with Taylor, we don't know what it is, but I'm looking at it half-time and thinking to himself, well, you know, he's been out long-term injury. Maybe he's just feeling a little bit. They don't want to take a risk, and quite rightly so, if that's the case.
Yeah, it's all about clearing up that casualty list as far as Charlton are concerned, and just hanging on in there until they get some of their genuine first-choice players back in action again.
Does look as though there's been a slight change of shape from Charlton with a 4-2-3-1. Gallagher still playing as the number 10. And Davidson as a lone frontman. Doughty out on the right. And what you've got is Morgan out on the left-hand side with Pratley and Dempsey just tending to sit a little bit more.
Doughty only 20, so they've got 3 or 4 either teenage or 20-year-olds out there, Charlton. It's a big ask at this level. Roberts in quickly. Charlton trying to start on the front foot. Pearce onto Pratley. Pearce, one of the yellow cards in the first half, just towards the end of it, for that strong challenge on Byers, who wins the ball back here for Swansea.
I think with Taylor going off the pitch, not only he's their talisman, their main goal scorer over the last season and a half, you're losing an experienced player as well. You now look on the team and your main experiences from Pratley and Pearson, a lot will be expected of them in the second half in terms of communication and helping the younger players through the game.
There's Lockyer. Matthews. Dempsey. And on it goes to Pearce. Pratley. Lockyer. Swansea got all 11 men back behind the ball at the moment. Roberts with the header. Did actually make a handful of appearances for them in the season they were relegated from the Premier League, Connor Roberts. They had 7 consecutive seasons in the top division. It's a club record for that level. This their second season now in the Championship. Given away by Grimes. Matthews. Lockyer. Davidson.
Nearly. That was a nearly moment. Swansea, they do play a high line, and Davidson is sharp. And just getting behind, it's always going to be difficult to bring that ball down from that angle as well.
Opening up here for Cabango, who's going to keep going, and then brought down. Pratley knows his fate is to be a yellow card for that tackle.
Yeah, He just kept running and running. He probably knew he had to do something about it. He accepts the yellow card. He just walks off. He knows somebody had to stop him because he was just running and running and nobody was actually getting anywhere near him.
Third caution for a Charlton player tonight, following Morgan and Pearce in the first half. Swansea have had one man caution, Kyle Norton. Matt Grimes over the ball. He's played every league game this season. Former Exeter City midfielder. Just signalling his intent here to his teammates. Don't think it was that, but he was signalling. Gallagher's clearance wasn't the best. Grimes can try again. Byers, Norton. Roberts. Byers, here's Ayew. Baston, Ayew. Byers lost it this time. Put forward, and the youngster will chase this all the way. Doughty. Oh, so close.
What a chance. As the ball's played forward, claiming offside, but he starts to run in his own half, so there's no chance of that. He shows the pace that Doughty's got, gets into a great position, maybe a little bit wide. He's just always going wide, but they've shown now, Charlton, if they get the ball forward quickly, they've got the pace of Doughty, they've got Davidson as well. It caused a few problems for this Swansea team. Now give them confidence.
Scored the first goal of his senior career against Bristol City on Boxing Day. And close to adding to it then. Just a warning there for Swansea and Steve Cooper that this game is far from won. Baston. Grimes. Good interception from Dempsey. Gallagher. It's a fine tackle. Grimes winning it back. Dhanda takes them forward. Baston makes himself available near the penalty spot. Back to Byers, who's already hit the post. Ayew unable to control that one. Matthews gets it clear. No free kick. Ayew. Done brilliantly there, Ayew, just to keep it. Corner.
It's great skill from Ayew. He's really enjoying his football. He gets the better of Lockyer. Lockyer thinks he's got him. He just brings it back. And Lockyer just gets back and gets a vital block, and it goes behind for a corner.
Scored an average of 1 goal every 3 in his first spell here before he made his big money move to West Ham and rejoined Swansea almost 2 years ago now. Dhanda with the corner kick into a really busy area, and Routledge turns it forward again, cleared by Lockyer. Went out eventually, not quite as quickly as Freddie Woodman would have wished.
I think one of the things we've seen in the start of the second half, the opening 10 minutes, in the first half, Charlton trying to play through the press a little bit, and Swansea, it suited them because they could press high. Now when Swansea are pressing a little bit more now, Charlton not afraid to go over the press, and like I say, it's led to what could have been 2 good chances.
Ayew heads on. Lockyer. Phillips looking for Davidson. Norton touched tight to him. Held it up well. Gallagher. Matthews. Here's Davidson again. Gallagher. Gallagher goes down. Nothing given though. been a good response at the start of the second half from Charlton. Dempsey onto Pearce. Here's Parrington. Davidson the target. Over his head though. Routledge already on the run there. Not quite, he spotted an injury, that's why he knocked it out of play. And I think it's Van der Horn who's gone down.
Well, it's not a good sign. Just come back from injury. I think the shake of his head probably says it all.
Yeah, I mentioned in the first half that he injured his knee in the warm-up before the game against Brentford. Frustrating for him. He was in fact their only ever present in the league last season, but injury has caught up with him in this campaign, and it looks as though it's caught up with him again.
I'd be surprised if he's able to carry on. I think Wilmot is the obvious replacement, who had been playing leading up to this game. And the one thing that you've got with Wilmot and Cabango, two very good young players, but inexperience. And Charlton maybe, you're thinking they may be able to take advantage of that.
Yes, if he can't continue, I'm sure Ben Wilmot will take his place. He had been enjoying a long run in the starting 11 before tonight. They must have had the youngest central defensive partnership in the Championship, because Wilmot's only 20, Cabango 19. And he is indeed getting ready. He's on loan from Watford, for whom he made a couple of appearances in the Premier League last season.
They haven't had the best of luck in the centre-back positions. Van der Horn obviously in and out with injury, and Rodan as well. Is, like quite rightly said, combined age of 39 between the two centre-backs that are going to be on the pitch in a moment.
Now that's a shame for the big Dutchman. So that youthful partnership will be re-established at the back for Swansea. Wilmot taking the place of Van der Horn. Very slow walk back to the halfway line. Presumably straight back to the dressing rooms. And the treatment room again. So a bit of a stop-start opening to the second 45 minutes here. Cleared by Lockyer. Davidson will follow this in and could profit from that following in as well. Well, Wilmot was called into action straight away there. Swansea just looking a little bit disturbed at the back in that moment.
Yeah, and I think the system change as well. If the ball goes through here, I don't think he's quite ready for it, Wilmot. Question of handball, I think it would have been very harsh to have given that. It's been a very positive response so far in the second half from Charlton.
Charlton's corner. Cratlick trying to find some room towards the far post. There's all kinds going on there for the referee to keep his eyes on. Comes out to Morgan. Matthews. Here's Gallagher. Clipped in towards the youngster Dempsey. But now Swansea can break here. Well, Dhanda thought about hitting it first time to Baston, who'd made a run ahead of him, and then thought better of it. Roberts. Lockyer's clearance was sloppy. Fortunately for him, there was cover. We're not winning the header this time against Davidson. Well, Charlton aren't out of this, not by any means. Gallagher. Back to Lockyer. Gallagher. Davidson. Gallagher flattened. Free kick.
This was the handball. I think it would have been very harsh to have given a penalty. The referee's in a good position. There's no chance, in my opinion. We know that the laws are different for defenders and attackers. Yes, if it was an attacker, would be given handball. From the defender's perspective, it's not a penalty.
Gallagher will take the free kick he's just earned. Pierce making a good run. Davidson is there as well.
It's a chance. There's a chance from Davidson. It's a good ball. I just think he gets it wrong just as he's going up. Actually just hits his shoulder and comes off it. But it is a chance because he's got on the wrong side of Grimes. I say Charlton doing really well. Doing really well now, and I think their pressing is a lot busy, as we can see here. You know, at half-time, a little tactical switch. And Lee Bowyer seems to be working so far.
There's Norton. Routledge ahead of him. Here he is. Oh, poor ball from him. And then another free kick, Charlton. Foul on Doughty. Mistake by Routledge. Here's Lockyer. Pierce. Morgan's layoff. Pratley. Swansea have it back and break in numbers here. Byers. Ayew to his right in a good position. And what a good tackle by Barrington. Impressed by the way Charlton have started this second half. Doughty. Here's Gallagher. Pratley. Barrington. Morgan.
See Charlton very much in the first half. Swansea were doing all the attacking, all the asking of the questions. In this half, Charlton asking a lot more questions themselves and looking a lot more positive. They've got some good positions.
Byers under pressure straight away from Pratley. Here's Roberts onto Ayew. Ayew. Just getting a bit untidy in their distribution, Swansea.
I think, you know, with that in mind, we know that Swansea are a passing team, but I think that's where Charlton deserve credit. They're going over the press instead of trying to play through it, and they are pressing a lot more themselves. And what we're seeing now, Swansea players, they're not getting as much time and space on the ball as they were in the first half.
Having been forced into a substitution a couple of minutes ago, they're now going to make one willingly. And the man who's coming on is Bersant Savina, and he will replace the man who gave them the lead, Dhanda, with his second goal of the season. Savina, a midfielder, international for Kosovo, who actually began his career with Manchester City. So 2 substitutions used at the start of the second half. Barrington claiming that should have been a corner there. Comes out to Morgan, good challenge on him, and now Ayew. Keeps going. Fair challenge, according to the referee. Norton heads clear. Well, the atmosphere is picked up in response, I think, to the fact that Charlton's players picked up considerably since half-time. Swansea need a lift again. Can they get one from Routledge here? Ayew in a great position in the middle. It almost reached him. Charlton survive another scary moment. Played forward by Dempsey, but given away.
Swansea are attacking, they're committing numbers forward. What's happening is when Charlton are winning the ball back, if they play it quickly, they end up having a 3v3 against the Swansea defence. Something I think Lee Bowyer's probably looked at, because there has been a lot more longer passes. It's worked in the favour as well.
Let's remind you what's coming up. Live on Sky, only on Sky. Friday Night Football, January the 10th, Sheffield United against West Ham from 7. On Saturday evening, Spurs take on Liverpool, January the 11th, 5 p.m. And then Super Sunday, Bournemouth-Watford, January the 12th from 1 p.m. And that's followed by Aston Villa against Manchester City from 4 p.m. Same day, same channel. Grimes. 3 in the box here for Swansea. Ayew pulling away towards the far post. So now instead to Byers, who shoots and straight at the goalkeeper. And then the flag goes up for, I'm not quite sure whether it was offside or a foul, but either way it's a free kick to Charlton.
It's a good play once again from Swansea. It's a good opportunity as well. It's well struck, it is straight at Phillips. They work it really well, and Roberts the right back again. This is a wonderful touch for him. And strike's good, it's a good save. And then it's just as the clearance happens, you see Byers just catches the defender just there now as he goes to clear it. And that's what the foul's given for.
Good header there by Wilmot to pick out Routledge. Charlton have a player lying injured. 50 crack on the head.
It's been lively since he's come on. Doughty, and he goes up to win this one. Let's see, Wilmot catches him in the back of the head. The referee's got a good view of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Doughty.
Opportunity for Lee Bowyer to issue some instructions to his players. Charlton have actually conceded 2 goals in 8 of their last 9 away games. And if you have to score 3 goals to win an away game in this division, any division come to that, then you really have problems. But at the moment, it's just 1 goal between the sides.
Oh, they'll believe, it's over 20 minutes left, they'll believe that they can get back into this game. I mean, a really positive response in the second half. And Wilmot, obviously, Doughty feeling the full effects from his challenge. The referee's in a good position. He does go at Wilmot and he does lead with his hands, but I would say it's more of his arm than it is an elbow. And I think that's the way the referee's looked at it. And hopefully Doughty is okay to continue.
We'll just check to make sure there's no problem with possible concussion here. Charlton are going to make a change anyway. James Bennings, who's only made a couple of substitute appearances recently, a 19-year-old, yet another who came through the youth system, is ready to come on. And the 4th official holds up the number 19, which means Albie Morgan is the player who will be replaced. I just wanted to check first, I think, that Doughty was all right to continue, and he is. Oh, due respect to these youngsters, it tells you something, don't you, when you've got a 45 and a 46 out on the field. Now, that's how far away they were from the, you know, the recognised first-team squad at the start of the season when the numbers were issued.
And the majority of them went out on loan to, you know, the conference to get experience, you know, to then come back and play. And you know, they've all had to be called back because of injuries, but they're giving a really good account of themselves. There's no question about that. And that's what Lee Bowyer said. He didn't look for excuses before the game. He wasn't saying, oh yeah, with this injury list, that injury list. He said he was looking forward to seeing the younger players, and that's what I love about Lee Bowyer as a manager. He's so honest, and that's what you want to hear.
Yep, plenty to be optimistic about for the future for Charlton. The change of ownership confirmed, remember, earlier today. And the performance of some of these youngsters who've been forced into first-team action. Cabango concedes the throw. Bennings. Passed on with a layoff. Byers, that's a clever first-time ball by him. And not the best ball by Salina. Pearce. Harrington. Looking around now, we reckon that Charlton have no fewer than 5 players aged 20 or under out on the pitch at this moment. Almost like a youth team. Pratley, he must be feeling old. One of the senior men. Parrington. Off by Bennings. Pratley. Can they rescue what at times has looked like an unlikely point here, Charlton? Bit of confusion there, gets Parrington in. Cabango. All credit to Charlton for making life so much more difficult in the second half for Swansea. Swansea's way here. Davidson unhappy about the award. He thought he was going to get a free kick. Here is Davidson. Grimes under pressure. And now it breaks to Salina. Baston ahead of him. Routledge arriving at pace as well. Here is Routledge. The layup is just short. Wilmot. Norton. Byers. Here's Roberts. Down the line for Ayu. He was pushed aside, but he's only going to get a throw. I think he's fairly convinced it should have been a free kick. Fourth official unmoved. Not that he can do an awful lot about it anyway. Baston. Gallagher wins it back. Held on towards Davison. Neat bit of control there by Baston. Ayu to Roberts. It's a good ball for Grimes. Baston the target here, and the back heel takes it to Roberts, who just run out of room really, but it is a corner.
He has been excellent this evening, Roberts. He's playing more of a winger than he is a fullback. He's running off the ball, getting into good positions. Just about managed to deal with the danger. Purrington gets himself back into a good position.
Grimes will take it. Cabango being very tightly marked there in the middle. And the goalkeeper did the right thing then. He couldn't risk trying to catch that ball. Rowledge. Given away. That could be dangerous. Gallagher. They haven't got enough men upfield at the moment, Charlton. They'll have to work it out to this left-hand side. Benning. Gallagher's made a good run in here. They didn't really make the most of that opportunity to pick him out. Here's Prackley, though. Into the final quarter of an hour. And Charlton still alive in this game. Only one goal down. The goalkeeper knew that is going wide.
I think Lee Bowyer will be a lot happier in the second half performance so far. You look in the possession, Swansea dominated in the first half, but the second half very different. Charlton given as good as they're getting. They've had a good response, they've had a couple of chances as well, and Lee Bowyer looking at his last 15 minutes, he'll believe his team is still well in this.
But Swansea still on the verge of moving into a playoff place if they can hold on to their lead. Byers, Cabango. There's Roberts, who's been so lively down this right-hand side. Ayew. Byers. Aston. Wilmot. Can't afford to give it away here. Roberts. Took two men to dispossess Ayew, and he's got the decision going his way anyway. As the rain falls again in South Wales. Roberts in more of a hurry to take the throw this time. Gets it back from Ayew. Completely done there by Ayew, but almost inevitably Connor Roberts was caught offside.
He's complaining. He's saying he's not offside, and I think he's got a very good point as well. He isn't offside.
Here's Pearce. Down the line by Purrington. Jennings. Brackley. Pearce. There's Lockyer. Dempsey expecting a lot of his teammates there with that through ball. And Swansea playing their passing game again. Rowledge. That's a good ball for Roberts. Pull back. It'll be a corner. Salina's shot blocked.
It's a great block from Pratley in that defensive midfield role, but once again Roberts getting forward from the right back position. It really is a timely block as well.
Still on a knife edge here though. Just a little over 10 minutes remaining. Wilmot and Cabango trying to lose their markers again as it's whipped in towards the far post. Oh, it was Ayew who climbed really well. Here's Salina. Routledge. Right. Onto Ayew. Salina. Oh, and they've left Byers free and unmarked. Baston. Ayew. Just couldn't find a way through again, Swansea. Dempsey. Here's Matthews. Now Pratley. Pearce. Ball down the line for Doughty, who's got pace to get at defenders in these situations. Dangerous cross as well. Bango hacks it clear. Charlton full of belief at the moment, full of confidence despite their lowly position and the fact that they're a goal behind. Lockyer. Phillips delivers long, looking for Davidson, a good header of the ball. This time Wilmot got the better of him, but here's Pearce. Davidson's gone down, injured. Just pick himself up again now. Matthews with the cross. Never easy for goalkeepers in this weather, but he held on tight.
It's just a shame with Davidson, he was down and he couldn't get up in time to get into the box. It was a good ball then, but nobody particularly in there, and well held by Woodman.
Just as they were at Derby, Charlton move into the last 10 minutes, still in with a chance of salvaging something here. Foul on Routledge. Bit of a fringe player these days, Wayne Routledge, after a very distinguished career, most of it at the top level. Wilmot. Lines back to North. Ayub. 4 from him. Gallagher did well. Parrington. Doughty in a good position. So is Davidson ahead of him. Just won't happen in that final third at the moment for Charlton. Parrington. Here's Pearce. Lockyer. Pratley. Parrington. Plenty in the middle to aim at. Dempsey. And Matthews. Goes again towards Davidson. Well, it's all Charlton at the moment.
Still more than enough time. I believe you look at Charlton, confidence is really up. They'll get a chance or two.
Hennings goes in hard. That's a good challenge though by Wilmot. Swansea about to bring on Jay Fulton. Try and calm things down, I've no doubt. Because at the moment, they're second best. Hanging on to that lead. And now they will make that change. Jay Fulton will come on for what will be his 100th appearance in English football. He's Scottish midfielder. Byers, who's had an excellent game, is the player he'll replace. Hit the post in the first half and has been at the heart of most good things Swansea have done tonight. They might just hold on though about that change because they've picked up another injury. Aston this time, and he's shaking his head. It looks as though he's in trouble. A decision to make here, Swansea, as to who is replaced. Well, it's pretty obvious Baston can't continue. And injuries, of course, a consequence at this stage of the season of playing so many games in such a short period of time. So obviously they will send Byers back out there. Well, he never left the field. And it's Baston who will be replaced by Fulton. Meantime, Charlton are going to make their final change. The giant Naby Sarr, central defender, will come on.
So you can see a change in the substitution. Number 9, Wolfgang Baston, being replaced by the Swans number 6.
Swansea make the change first. Fulton on. Byers stays on. Having a bit of trouble communicating exactly who's coming off here for Charlton. We know it's Sarr coming on, and there's the answer. It's Parrington.
We're used to seeing Sarr as one of the 3 centre-backs, or as one of the 2 centre-backs. You may see a very different position in his last 5 minutes. He could well be going into that centre-forward position.
And that's exactly what he's done. Big, powerful, he's about 6'5". Could cause a problem to those 2 young central defenders, and gets it straight away, but the flag has gone up straight away as well against him. Sarr has actually scored 2 goals in his last 4 appearances, so it could be a move that pays off for Lee Bowyer. Lockyer climbing high up against Ayew. And again, his clearance. Sarr will chase this one all the way. Can he win this race? Well, he's done well enough. And his team a corner. And the Frenchman will be a threat to Swansea from this set piece, that's for sure. They need to get on with it. Sarr desperately trying to lose his marker in the middle. There's a lot of holding going on. The referee kept a very careful eye on that. Come out to Matthews. Lifts a dangerous ball in, but the flag has gone up again for offside.
Just have to be careful. The referee was having a good look at it, but it's Sarr and Cabango. Cabango's just got hold of Sarr. Sarr looks to get the back of him. The referee's got a great view of it, and you know, it's something that you're wanting to see stopped in the game. And Sarr, like I say, he gets on the wrong side of Cabango. He's got a full hold of his shirt. And Cabango is fortunate there to get away with that one.
Ayew beats Lockyer to the header, but Matthews is there on the cover. Phillips hits the ball as deep as he can, now with Sarr to aim at. And Swansea are holding on here as we move into the final minute of normal time. Been quite a few stoppages, so I'm sure there's going to be, what, 3-4 minutes even of added time. Crackling. No free kick, but it comes out to Gallagher. Well, that's a great ball in by Gallagher. Just bounced exactly where Freddie Woodman would have wanted it to.
It is a great ball in from Gallagher. Wonderful ball in. Bounced in front of the keeper, Woodman. No Charlton player there to put the finishing touches on it.
Charlton destined to be gallant losers again. Pratley turns it forward. Davidson hesitated, thinking he would have been given offside anyway, as Ayew heads on. Oh, in fact, there's even more stoppage time than I imagined. 7 minutes of it. Well, that'll give Charlton a lift. Lockyer hits it long. Davidson up with the header. And now another head injury, forcing referee Banks to stop play. Pratley picks himself up.
Seems to be okay, Pratley. Catches Pratley. It's a painful one. There's no intent whatsoever from Byers. It looks as though Byers may actually have come worse off.
Well, he didn't expect to be out there at this stage, did he? He was going to be substituted. Meanwhile, Charlton defends splendidly again. Great work by Adam Matthews. Here's Doughty. Be a good race between these two, and Doughty has got the better of Roberts at the moment. Slides it in, looking for Sarr. Just behind him, though. Ayew. Routledge holds it up. Lockyer in command. Over the head of Sarr. Roberts has got to be careful here, with Doughty right behind him. Long again from Dylan Phillips. Sarr wins the header. Difficult one there for Fulton. Oh, full credit to Charlton for making these closing stages so uncomfortable for Swansea. It goes in long again. Pearce has remained forward. Sarr is there. Hooked away by Wilmot. Back come Charlton again with Gallagher. Bennings. Matthews. Here's Gallagher. Bennings wants it short and gets the ball back from Matthews. Gallagher. A slice clearance will keep the pressure on here. Nail-biting ending for Lee Bowyer and Charlton fans, I'm sure. Can they find an equaliser here in stoppage time? In it goes towards Sarr. Out as far as Dempsey. Here's Matthews. Lockyer. Only the Charlton goalkeeper in the other half of the field now. But a foul means relief and a breather for Swansea.
Let's give Swansea a little breather because it has been constant pressure from Charlton. I don't actually know how much there was in that from Pearce and Roberts.
Well, he looks fairly calm. I don't think too many of the fans inside the Liberty Stadium are feeling that confident at the moment. Lee Bowyer just looks frustrated, doesn't he? Davidson looked as though he's being held. Yes, the referee has decided he was. Free kick. Another opportunity for Charlton to get the ball in the Swansea box here.
And this is a chance. We've seen Gallagher already. His delivery, very good. We've now got Sarr on there. Pearce will go up there. Pratley.
Well, it's all about the accuracy of the delivery here. And Gallagher's normally pretty good in these situations. It's Ayew back defending. And Selina a lone figure at the other end. Matthews across to defend, and defend very well. Excellent play. Doughty. And he gave it back when they really needed to keep the pressure on there. Here's Ayew. Byers is onside. Probably took the ball into the corner, I imagine. Slow things down. Only a couple of minutes remaining now. It's a goal kick though. Swansea 2 minutes away from climbing into a playoff place. And the Welsh anthems ring around the stadium again. Lockyer delivers it long one more time. Doughty with a header. Here's Gallagher. Matthews. Bennings. Lockyer. Into the final minute now. Pierce wins the header. Pratley goes down dramatically and the shot is well saved. Davidson denied at the deck.
It's a great save from Woodman. He's not had much to do. He's called upon here. It's a great strike from Davidson as well, and an equally good save from Woodman.
Frustration again for Lee Bowyer and Charlton. Byers. On to Sarr. Dempsey. Goalkeeper's come out there, he had to get that one right. Referees had a little glance at the watch. But holding on here, Swansea. Sarr. He goes down, no free kick given though. And on it goes to Gallagher. Could be the last chance this. And he hits it straight at the goalkeeper.
They've given everything, Charlton. Absolutely everything. They've just not been able to break down Swansea's defence.
And there's the final whistle. Swansea climb into a playoff place, but only by the skin of their teeth. A first half goal by the former Liverpool man Dhanda has given them a precious 3 points here. But my, how hard they were made to work for that in the second half by a very spirited Charlton revival, but one that came to nothing again for Lee Bowyer's team. Swansea the winners by just 1-0. And here's what it means in the league table. Charlton still down there in trouble, just 5 points above the relegation places. But it's good news in the top half of the table for Swansea. There they are, replacing Millwall in 6th place in that highly competitive division. And all the reaction from this game and the match taking place tonight at Derby, coming next.
On this evening in the Sky Bet Championship, that was at the Liberty Stadium, and Swansea beat Charlton by 1-0. Dhanda in the 15th minute. He scored at the Valley as well earlier in the season. Let's hear from both managers now with David Craig.
Well, Steve, well done. We spoke about the importance of getting a home win at the start of the new year. Just how important was it, and how happy were you with the performance?
Very happy with the result. I thought the first half we were very good. The only disappointment was that we weren't 2 or 3 ahead. Truth be told, I thought we had good opportunities to maybe not put the game to bed, but to certainly be more than 1-0. And second half, end of the Christmas period, tired legs, you know, wanting to win the game. Played a little bit lower, and you know, we had to deal with a lot of long balls, and I thought we did it really well. You know, there was a couple of shots that Freddie's had to, you know, to look after, but no real big misses, I think, from Charlton. But listen, this time of the year, you know, after all them games, you've just got to be happy with it, with a clean sheet and 3 points.
Over the 90 minutes, I thought we had some very good chances from set pieces as well. Some free headers we had. and in open play. I think we moved the ball well and created problems for them. And I feel for the lads, you know, like they've given everything. All them youngsters, like they're a credit. They're a credit to our academy because they've just gone out there and played against some top players. We've got players in that side, the Swansea side, Premiership players, and the kids were fearless, and they didn't hide. They got on the ball. They tried to make the right decisions, and so yeah, I'm proud of my players. I've lost. I hate losing, but they can't do no more than what they've just done there.
Up to 6 tonight. Is the race still on for the playoff places?
One step at a time. FA Cup next. So you know, we look forward to going to QPR and playing the game, and then you know, back onto the league. Not looking too far ahead, and you can't in this league, as we've seen and we've felt already this year. Hoping that we can keep progressing, keep building, and I think you get what you deserve at the end of the season.
Well, Steve can't look too far ahead, but we can. There's the top half of the table, and Swansea move into the top 6. I mean, when you think about it, they lost their manager, they lost big players last season. They had a big dip as well this season. How well are they doing to be there right now?
He's drastically overachieving because of those factors that you've just mentioned. Sam Surge has gone back to Bournemouth as well, which will be a big blow. They have to live life accordingly in terms of the financial implications that they've had at that football club. So he's done a very, very good job, considering it's his first senior manager job. Will they sustain it? I don't think personally they will, but someone's going to get into that playoffs. There's such a big opportunity for 10 teams to gate crash in and around the playoffs. Yeah.
I mean, they've lost Dan James, lost Ollie McBurney. How important is January to try and strengthen for them?
Well, it's massive for every team, and all the teams that are in and around that area. You almost think whoever has the best January is going to give themselves the best chance. You know, massive rewards getting in the playoffs. Once you get there, anything can happen. But they're doing a fantastic job just now. As Keith said, they're massively overachieving with a young squad, and credit to them. And you like to see that, somebody giving young players a chance, trying to build, trying to coach them to play a certain way in a certain style, and they've had their blips, but they've responded from it fantastically.
And Lee Bowyer's doing that, but in a different way as well. More injuries, of course. He's having to play youngsters all the time. The takeover was announced today. How important is January for them?
Oh, imperative. It really is. They've
Andre
been
Green already
decimated by injuries, and especially in this period where there's so many games coming thick and fast. And with the way they play, it's high octane, it's high energy. It takes its toll. They're not the type of team to just sit back, look to hit teams on the counter. It's all action. They overachieved at the start of the season, got themselves in a position that wasn't particularly realistic to sustain. He needs additions. It's as simple as that. He needs to get players back fit as quickly as possible to get themselves back up towards mid-table.
Chaps, really enjoyed your company this evening. I think we're the only ones left here in the stadium now, but it's been good fun, hasn't it? Thank you very much indeed.